Triple-bladed Scythe. Alright, I'm ranking ninja weapons from weakest to strongest, and yeah, Heedan's Scythe lands on the lower end of the list. But before we get all judgy, we gotta actually understand the true power behind this thing. This Scythe ain't your typical instant kill weapon. It's designed to make contact, to touch you, just once. Look at its design. The 3 blades, each smaller than the one above it. That boosts hit chance by covering a wider area, giving Heedan more ways to draw blood in one swing. He's basically tripling his odds every time he goes in, compared to some boring single-blade weapon. Scythe is a melee weapon by default, but Heedan's got that long-ass metal cable attached to it. With that cable, he can chuck the Scythe like a madman, reel it back for a second strike, or even use it to tie up the enemy while he preps his creepy ritual. It lets him pull off some wild high-level combos, turning close-range fights into mid-range chaos. Heedan doesn't need to slice you in half or land some fatal blow. He just needs a bit of your blood. And once he's got that, he literally owns your life. And when the enemy realizes that even the tiniest scratch could straight up mean death, their whole fighting mindset gets shattered. They're forced to avoid any contact with the Scythe, which totally messes with their rhythm and turns their fighting style into this passive, predictable mess. We saw this clear as day in the fight with Asuma. The second Heedan activated the Jashin ritual, Shikamaru's entire squad went full panic mode. The supernatural power behind the Jashin ritual turns this Scythe into a weapon with god-tier damage conversion. Every bit of pain Heedan inflicts on himself gets instantly and perfectly mirrored onto his opponent, like 1-to-1. That creates a wild tactical paradox. To kill the enemy, Heedan has to basically kill himself. But because the dude's literally immortal, he can just spam that move forever. But let's be real for a sec. Heedan's whole game depends on getting up close and grabbing some blood. So when he's up against ranged fighters or those ninjas with ultra-high evasion, he's in trouble. Like, yeah, Asuma was a close combat specialist. That played right into Heedan's hands. Plus, the whole ritual takes time to set up, and that gives smart enemies like Shikamaru a big fat opening. And boy did he use it masterfully. And honestly, what makes Heedan truly dangerous isn't really the Scythe. It's the ritual sacrifice and the immortality. If you look at the weapon by itself, it's not even that deadly. It's heavy, kinda clunky, and it actually makes Heedan the slowest ninja in the entire Akatsuki squad. So yeah, while it's part of one of the most insane and overpowered supernatural combos in the whole Naruto-verse, I still can't rank it too high on its own.
Now, if you've made it this far, welcome to the amazing world of anime. This is the place for true fans like you, where we celebrate all the magic, action, and emotions anime brings to our lives. You've watched, you've felt the hype, you've been lost in these beautiful fantasy worlds, but, have you hit that subscribe button yet? Right now, almost 90% of you are watching without subscribing. Just imagine, if everyone hit sub, we could build one of the strongest anime communities out there. So go ahead, click that subscribe button right now so you won't miss any new episodes, deep dive breakdowns, or awesome anime content coming your way. Thank you so much.
Gunbai. Next up, ranked a bit higher, we got the Gunbai. First off, let's talk about its game-changing mechanics. Unlike weapons that just blast stuff from raw inner power, Gunbai runs on this absolutely cracked energy recycling system. It straight up absorbs the enemy's chakra, converts it into wind release, then fires it back at them, either with equal force. We saw this thing flex hard when it blocked Naruto's super mini-tailed beast ball and tossed it back with 0 energy loss. That's what we call a perfect counterattack mechanism. And yo, this weapon ain't just a one-trick pony either. Its range is super flexible. Up close, it works like a shield or a warhammer, smashing stuff or blocking hits. Add a long metal chain to it, now it's a flail, with extended reach and the ability to hit enemies from crazy angles they never saw coming. Mid to long range? That's where it really shines, thanks to that chakra reflection via wind release. Plus, it's hella durable, built like a tank. You're not breaking this thing anytime soon. But, real talk, if we're talking pure penetration power, Gunbai isn't that type of weapon. It's not made to stab or slice through like a spear or blade. Its piercing power comes from flipping your own energy back at you, not from raw edge damage. So, If you're trying to use it for offensive brawling, it's kinda blunt. You're better off letting your enemies hit themselves with their own chakra. Overall though, Gunbai is a god-tier balance between offense and defense. It's also the perfect symbol of adaptive power scaling. The stronger your enemy, the stronger it hits back. It literally levels up based on who it's fighting. But Gunbai's got one big tactical weakness too. It's completely dependent on the user's skill ceiling. Unlike weapons that just come with preset power levels, the Gunbai scales directly with how good the ninja is at. Reading the battlefield, timing their moves, wielding the ninja tools effectively, and controlling their chakra like a boss. So when it's in the hands of someone like Obito or later Madara, yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. But give it to some mid-tier ninja, it's just a fancy paddle, bro. Also, kinda like Heedan's Scythe, the Gunbai is pretty bulky. Not exactly the most agile or easy-to-handle weapon. You need real finesse to not look goofy swinging it around. It's built more for small-scale battles, where you're 1 versus 1ing or dealing with limited targets. But in massive, large-scale ninja wars, spamming jutsu is just way more efficient. No one's out here swinging a flail when they could be carpet bombing a battlefield with fireballs and shadow clones. That's why you don't really see it used that often. Yeah, it's strong, no doubt, but in a way, it's more symbolic than practical. It represents power and presence more than it dominates the meta. Element masks and black threads. Sitting higher up the list, we got what you could call a full-blown, multi-layered destruction platform, Kekuzu, and his 5 cursed mask creatures. This ain't just a weapon, it's a full-on biological weapon ecosystem. The black threads work like his central nervous system, connecting and controlling all 5 of these mask monsters, each one packing a different chakra nature. And get this, each mask is an independent combat unit. They can fight on their own, move on their own, attack in sync or solo. When Kekuzu combines Fire Release, Intelligent Hard Work from the Fire Mask with Wind Release, Pressure Damage from the Wind Mask, we're talking about a devastating fire-wind synergy, the type that can burn down an entire zone in seconds. But the part that makes this system absolutely terrifying is the sheer elemental warfare potential. Kekuzu can adapt to literally any enemy type by throwing out the right elemental counter. You want to go earth? He hits you with wind. You bring fire? He counters with water. Whatever you got, he's got the counter loaded. You know, barely anyone in the Narutoverse can use all chakra natures. The impact range of Earth Grudge Fear is honestly just overwhelming. At close quarters, those black threads can straight up stab through bodies and even rip out internal organs, which is a terrifying assassination tool. But what's truly impressive is when Kekuzu goes full giant octopus mode, his attack range expands like crazy, covering a wide combat zone and turning every direction into a potential threat. And let's not forget the regeneration mechanism. Thanks to his stash of backup hearts, Kekuzu basically runs on a biological backup system that lets him literally cheat death 5 times. Every time he gets killed, he just pops another heart and keeps fighting like nothing happened. Like, bro, man's got extra lives IRL. In terms of tactical versatility, Earth Grudge Fear is insanely adaptable. It's a medical tool. We've seen Kekuzu use it to reattach Deidara's arm perfectly, which shows off molecular-level precision. That turns those threads into a kind of universal biological interface. And when you pair that with his ability to use 5 different chakra natures, the man can whip out infinitely diverse attack patterns. It's like playing a fighting game with all the DLC unlocked. But yeah, this system isn't flawless. If all 5 hearts get destroyed at the same time, Kekuzu's permanently done. That's the single point of failure in what is otherwise a nearly perfect setup. And when he splits his hearts off to fight separately, yeah, the coverage area gets bigger, but their individual power drops hard. So while it adds range and surprise, it costs him raw strength. So yeah, this ranking feels right. He's a beast, but not unbeatable. Paper. Something delicate, elegant, beautiful in the art of origami, got straight up weaponized into a masterpiece of war. One piece of paper on its own? Meh. But Conan completely revolutionized the concept of stealth mass destruction. Her paper ocean, packing 600 billion explosive tags hidden, was the full-on redefinition of strategic patience. Conan literally spent years setting up a single, flawless kill move capable of obliterating entire regions. The scale of this is comparable to tactical nukes in the real world. That explosion lasted a full 10 minutes, non-stop, and it forced Tobi, one of the strongest entities in the entire Naruto-verse, to pop Izanagi just to survive. Conan's paper manipulation game isn't just about blowing stuff up. She turned it into an art of survival too. Her ability to transform her entire body into paper gave her this insane, quasi-immortality in battle. When Jiraiya hit her with Fire Release, Flame Bullet, instead of taking damage, Conan just adapted mid-fight, smothering the flames using sheer paper mass. Her paper body could separate, reform, restructure however she wanted, giving her defensive capabilities that were damn near absolute. The operational range of this weapon system is absolutely overwhelming. At close range, Conan can infuse paper with chakra to harden it into blades sharp as steel, deadly slicing tools right in your face. At mid-range, she's launching paper shuriken and spears with insane penetration power. But long-range, that's her real playground. She can literally carpet bomb entire battlefields with paper butterflies carrying explosive payloads, turning the whole damn map into a 24/7 omnipresent threat zone. The tactical versatility of paper manipulation is just genius-level warfare. Conan can create paper clones loaded with explosive tags to pull off some wild kamikaze deception tactics. The butterflies work like recon drones, feeding her real-time battlefield intel. She can even use environmental camouflage to disguise her traps as natural objects, trees, rocks, puddles, you name it. Every single piece of paper is doing quadruple duty, acting as a sensor, a weapon, a shield, and a freaking decoy all at once. And thanks to chakra enhancement, her paper becomes weather-resistant, meaning she can run ops in rain, high humidity, and other nasty conditions where normal paper would straight up fall apart. But here's the trade-off. To make paper actually deadly, you need a lot of it. I mean tons of it. And to generate a lot of paper, you need prep time. And to make that paper strong, you gotta channel chakra into it. So the more paper she uses, the more chakra it burns. That means, if you're going large scale, you better be ready for heavy chakra drain and spend serious time setting it all up. And like everything in the ninja world, nothing's flawless. Conan's beautiful weapon system has one real weakness: wind release. A strong enough wind jutsu can blow through her structures and tear them apart. Explosive clay. Deidara's explosive clay is the core of a full-blown, hella complex jutsu system built for tactical domination. Yeah, I'm talking about that ranked system from C1 to C0, where each level is crafted for a specific strategic goal, and every single one hits different. C1 is your stealth mode. Tiny invisible bug bombs, perfect for sneaky assassinations and recon missions. Deidara can whip up dozens of these little guys, and that's not just a numbers game, it's a straight-up ambush setup in close combat. Now level up to C2, and shit gets real. We're talking giant freaking flying dragons made of clay. These beasts are mobile artillery. Deidara rains bombs from above like it's nothing. He totally owns the sky, turning into a damn flying fortress. Opponents gotta deal with non-stop pressure from all angles. Then there's C3. This is where things go from personal to mass destruction. We're talking village-level wipeout with one single bomb. The sheer scale of destruction puts Deidara in the league of shinobi who can flip the entire battlefield in one move. And finally, we hit C4 Garuda. Microbombs working on a cellular level, bro. Not even physical attacks anymore, this is biological warfare. Deidara drops a cloud of these microscopic bombs into the air, and once you breathe it in, he detonates them from the inside. You literally blow up from within. It's assassination jutsu on a whole different wavelength. Silent, invisible, and absolutely terrifying. And then we got C0, the ultimate kamikaze move. And honestly, I'd say it's hands down the most badass, unforgettable moment in Deidara's whole damn life. A self-destruct blast with a 10-kilometer radius is on the same level as a freaking tailed beast bomb. The only difference is that Deidara blows himself up to pull it off. No retreat, just pure, deadly commitment. See, explosive clay is straight up the perfect balance between flexibility and raw power. Deidara can switch up his attack style like it's nothing, Close range, long range, stealth assassinations, full-on area nukes, you name it, he's got it in his kit. That kind of versatility makes it nearly impossible for his enemies to guess what's coming next, and honestly, he's almost always got the upper hand because of it. Of course, this weapon got its downsides too. First off, Deidara relies hard on having enough clay and chakra. That clay ain't your average dirt, it's special grade material. Fun fact, Sasori and Deidara actually had to steal it at one point. On top of that, lightning release has shown it can cancel the clay's detonation, which makes it the natural counter to Deidara's whole fighting style. But let's be real, when you stack up the weaknesses against the pure firepower and tactical options this jutsu brings, explosive clay is still absolutely broken. It's creative, deadly, and unpredictable. Deidara turned art into a full-blown combat philosophy, and he did it with style. Puppets. Next level up, the puppets. And I'm talking about Sasori's squad, the deadliest puppet master to ever do it. His puppets are easily some of the most destructive, most versatile, and most tactically insane weapons in the entire Naruto-verse arsenal. When it comes to raw power, Sasori rolls up with a freaking army of 100 puppets. These ain't your average wooden toys. Each one's packed with every type of hidden weapon you can think of, and even the ones you can't. When Sasori drops the full 100 at once, that's not a fight. That's a full-scale massacre. Give him a few minutes and the enemy formation's wiped clean off the map. His main puppet was none other than the third Kazekage, turned into a personal weapon of mass destruction. This dude can control iron sand, which is basically a cheat code element. It pierces right through Gaara's sand defense, and that was one of the strongest defense types around at the time. With techniques like Satetsu Shigure and Satetsu Kaiho, Sasori isn't just dishing out massive AoE damage, he's also applying crazy psychological pressure. His attacks come from every direction, every angle, and you never know where the next hit's coming from. Now, versatility, Sasori's built different. He's got defensive puppets like Hiruko, which acts like a mobile armor suit, protecting him while still packing nasty surprise weapons. More than that, Sasori's real body ain't even a body anymore. He's got a core of living flesh, just a single living part inside a puppet shell. That means no blood, no vital organs, no nothing. You can't even kill him unless you hit the exact weak spot. Dude's basically unkillable unless you get real lucky or know his secret. And it doesn't stop there. This man can repair, rebuild, and upgrade any of his puppets, including himself. So yeah, he rolls with a whole death squad, and he can constantly reload it. That's like having infinite lives and infinite ammo in the middle of a war zone. Honestly, no other weapon in the Akatsuki lineup can attack, defend, and completely dominate the battlefield all at once like Sasori's puppets do. And, gotta remind y'all, the poison system built into each of Sasori's puppets is a whole other layer of tactical insanity. Even one tiny scratch from those weapons, and you're done. The victim gets paralyzed and dies slowly and painfully within 3 days if there's no antidote. And don't forget, it took Sakura, trained by Tsunade herself, using every ounce of her medical knowledge to survive it. That should tell you how ridiculously lethal this stuff is. Now sure, the puppet system's got a weak point, chakra threads. If those threads get cut, the puppet goes offline. Sounds simple, right? But to even touch those threads, you gotta get close to the puppet, be fast enough, accurate enough, and not get shredded by 100 freaking puppets flying at you all at once. As for Sasori himself, his one true weak spot is that core of living flesh. That's the only part of him still alive. Take that out, and he's finally dead. But bro, his puppet system is so damn overwhelming, so stacked with options, so dangerously creative, that getting to that core is a damn near impossible mission. So look, if you're into fights with real depth, strategy, that dark, creepy aesthetic, and straight-up drip-level coolness, then Sasori's puppet system is the weapon that makes every tier list bow down. That's exactly why I rank this bad boy way up there on the list of the most dangerous weapons in all of Akatsuki. Samehada. If Sasori's puppets are all about strategy and finesse, then Samehada is the embodiment of pure instinct and raw primal power. Power-wise, Samehada rips and tears through flesh, while simultaneously draining chakra directly from the enemy. And get this, if it touches you, you're losing chakra. In the fight with Killer B, Samehada basically sucked many-tailed beast chakra out of him. B dropped from version 2 to version 1 in just a few seconds. You see, most ninjas live and breathe chakra and jutsu. Take that away, and they're basically sitting ducks. And here's the wildest part. Samehada can feed that stolen chakra directly to Kisame, letting him heal from critical injuries mid-fight. Like, we're talking a weapon that attacks, defends, and heals, all in one. But it doesn't stop there. When Kisame fully merges with Samehada, he goes full shark demon mode, a hybrid form that swims at crazy fast speeds, turning any water battlefield into his personal domain. He can create a chakra mist using his own blood, sense enemies through his skin, and even absorb chakra through open wounds. Yeah, you heard that right. This man can literally feed off pain. When it comes to adaptability, Samehada pairs crazy well with Kisame's water release. Every time Kisame drops a water shark bomb or floods the battlefield with one of those massive water jutsus, Samehada it amplifies the damage and gives Kisame full control over the entire area. But yeah, like any OP weapon, Samehada's got its downsides. The big one, it needs direct contact to steal chakra. So if the enemy's fast enough to dodge or just keeps their distance, the chakra drain gets completely shut down. And if you're using Samehada with someone who's all about taijutsu and not chakra-based attacks, the stealing part becomes useless real quick. And let's not forget, Samehada's a living weapon. It's got instincts, it's got choices. So don't piss it off. All in all, Samehada is something else. Wild, primal, instinct-driven, and dangerously strong. It's a living, breathing apex predator. And that's exactly why it deserves a top-tier spot on any list of Akatsuki's most powerful weapons. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.